Hey everyone, Warrior for God Forever here, coming at you with another message that God has put on my heart. So, over the last couple weeks, I've been going through some pretty stressful times. Um, I had my first probation meeting. Yeah, that's a long and complicated story, but during my testimony video, I mentioned that I had a big blow-up argument with my mom and that the police got called. I think it's time I shared with you guys exactly what all happened so you can understand the message a little bit better. So that day, I had come in a wrong mood, just pissed off and angry for no particular reason, and I took it out on my family. A lot of it stemmed from frustration I had with the two of them. My dad not showing the solidarity that a man should show in his marriage in supporting his wife, in the eyes of his family. It's one of the shortcomings my dad has always struggled with, and it's something that I struggle with sometimes as well. But what makes that's not important. I'm getting off track. So anyway, but I was frustrated in the way that my parents interacted with each other, with what they expected me to do, which is basically support them financially, and that's not my job. But what I didn't see was that I could support them in other ways, and I was refusing to do anything for them at all, which was wrong. You stand by your family, and God calls us to stand by our families in their times of need. So we ended up in this big blow-up argument, and I decided I was going to leave and move out. So I started gathering up all my things and was getting ready to leave, and then my mom and I just got into this heated argument. I don't really remember exactly what over, but which just goes to show how stupid it was on my part. It ended up spilling out outside. I was trying to leave to go to the bus station, and my mom followed me. And literally all I was telling her to do was go away. And now, keep in mind, you guys don't understand the full side of the story just because there's just so much to go into it. My mom was under a lot of pressure. It's a lot of work taking care of a child who has special needs, which is my baby sister, and then a husband who has a traumatic brain injury and is not able to be there in the same way that he used to be. So she didn't have that support system in there. And the only person that she has out here is her brother, who is wrapped up in his own life, and he's taking care of their mother, because he has guardianship and conservatorship over her. And so she basically has no support system in place to help her in her time of need. So she was scared, and she let her fear control her. As that's one of the things that she needs to work on, but that's not important right now. We're talking about what I did wrong. And so as I was leaving, she threatened to throw out all of my stuff, and I lost it, and I pushed her. I physically pushed my mother, which was wrong. And I pushed past her, ran back into the house, started packing up all my stuff. And then she tried coming into my room, and I basically got down low to the ground, like almost squatting, wrapped my arms around her waist, walked her to our couch, and sat her down, and that was going too far. Under no circumstances and is anything like that okay to do. Ever. No matter how mad you are, no matter who it is, never, ever put your hands on someone when you should not. Learn from me and my mistakes. So, the police got called. I got all my stuff outside, and my mom filed harassment charges against me in the assault category, which implies that I had otherwise pushed, kicked, punched, or otherwise put my hands on someone against their will. And so, which I did, and it was wrong. And so on July 18th, it was July 18th, a Wednesday, and I went to court and pled guilty and ended up with probation as a result. And I decided when the time came to plead guilty because it was the right thing to do. And because, I knew with the way things are now, I would get tools would become available to me to help me learn to not let this happen again. Because if I'm capable of doing that to my mother, imagine what it would happen if I was married and I lost my temper. That's not okay. That's not a risk that I'm willing to take. So I pled guilty and ended up with the probation. So on top of everything that I have to deal with financially now, which the roommates I have now have been really, really amazing and supportive with, and they haven't asked me for any rent or anything of any kind. And I don't deserve that, but that just shows God's intervention was there. And then my mom and I finally made up, and she came to court with me and watched the whole thing, and I don't deserve forgiveness for that. If I was her, I'd have held a grudge. But she didn't. And so anyway. So not long after that happens, my dad suffered a mental breakdown, and ended up in a mental health unit for about a week, and on top of that, I ended up getting sick, and my mom was left all alone with my sister, and I was given a choice. I could help as much as I could or do nothing, and I decided to help as much as I could, which it was tough, but we got through it, and we're better for it now. I think my mom, more than anything else, I wanted my mom to know that I was genuinely sorry for everything that I had put her through, and it taught me a lot. Now, I'm not necessarily certain what lesson there is to learn from hearing all that, but, I'm out the other side of it. My probation actually is amazingly light. I have to take one class one time. I'm probably going to pursue other resources for anger management and the like, but it's a start. And it's a start. My life is going to be better for this. And so now my biggest problem is my finances. I'm just figuring out where to go from here. But, this could have been a lot harder than it was. And I could have made it a lot harder than it was. But, you get yourself into a situation, God will always be able to get you out of it. And I guess the message for this video is to learn how to trust God in times of crisis. and hardship. And, the Bible says if you pray to God and you ask him for anything, he will do everything in his power to make it possible. If you ask for something, God will give. Because he loves us and he cares about us and our futures. And we aren't put into times of hardship, no matter what they are, whether it's, losing a member of your family, or in one case, a friend of mine a long time ago who was molested when she was a child, and asked me, if there is a God, why would he let such bad things happen to such good people or innocent people, like children, which was what she was when that happened to her. And it's hard to see anything positive in a situation like that, but it teaches people like us who haven't gone through any of that to know compassion for those that have, and for those that are survivors of it, to be able to share their compassion with those that are going through that now. And gosh, there was a celebrity, British celebrity, I forget what his name is, good guy, big heart. And it breaks my heart to see that he's so angry with God about things like that, things like suffering. Like he brought up, children in third world countries and stuff like that. Like, what kind of God would let people go through that? God lets that happen so that those who are fortunate, like us, and I mean, like, he's sitting here and hear everything that's going on in my life, and I'm fortunate. It could be a lot worse. It teaches us compassion to be able to reach out and help those people through things like, gosh, I can't remember what it's called, the Sponsoring a Child Foundation. I forget the official name of it, but $1 a day. $1 every couple weeks, or $1 a month, just changes lives in such unfathomable ways. And then you've got charities like organizations like Lifestyle, which provides clean water to third world countries, or things like that. Like that's God's work being done, even if they don't realize it. Like, God put these feelings in people's hearts to help others in their times of hardship. So, like, God, I wish I was a better speaker. I wish I was better at doing this. But hardship improves us as people. It's what helps us grow. Growing up is hard. And growing as a person is even harder. Just like living day to day is something that forges us into better people if we choose to make that happen. And like, God has shown me, reached out to me to help people in their times of need, because I don't know, I guess the other thing I'd like to tell you guys is if you're going through something hard in your life, it's not something you have to go through by yourself. Like, we are not meant to be alone as human beings. We are social creatures that need support systems and things like that to be in place for us to be able to not feel alone. That's why, tribal cultures got started, and countries and nations got started, because we're not supposed to be alone. We're supposed to have, a community of people to help, to rely on in our times of need. Like, back in the days of the settlers and stuff like that, or like the Indian tribes, like if someone was going through times of hardship, the community would reach out and help them. And those were, and keep in mind, like in Native American culture, like they didn't, sorry, biting fly. In Native American culture, they didn't have God. They just did it. They lived exemplary lives without even realizing they were. And yeah, I don't know. I suppose like in overall and in the end, the message I would like to get across is if you're going through something hard, reach out to a member of our community. Like here on this channel, reach out to someone and ask them how their day is going, or if there's anything that you can pray for them, which is why like I say in every video, post in the comments below. I want to hear how your day is going. Let me know if there's anything I can pray for you to help make your life easier or better, or you know, if you need to reach out to me, I mean, don't be afraid to DM me and be like, yo, warrior, I need some help right now. Just reach out to me and I'll answer. I will put down whatever I'm doing the second I see that message, and I will answer you. Now, keep in mind, if I'm at work, it might take a while for that to happen, but I will get to you. And I will pray for you, and I will do what I can to help make your life easier, because that's what God calls me to do. So, understand that I love you all very much. I may not know you, and I don't know what your faces are or what your name is, but I love you, and I will pray for you, and I will be there for you if you need me to. So, in conclusion, I guess, don't let hardship ruin you. Instead of letting it rule your life, accept that it is part of your life and that God is using it to make you better. And try to be better. Learn from it. If you're going through financial difficulties, learn how to budget. Like I'm having to learn how to. So, yeah. I love you. I'll be praying for you. Seriously, let me know how your day is going in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm sure you know other people who need someone to pray for them. And, you know, just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be here for other than that. So, yeah. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. This is Warrior for God Forever, signing off.